Hello, hello, and welcome to the Forever World. I'm currently on a very dangerous mission. I'm in the crater of the mountain with creepers. Bad creeper. Bad creeper. Bad creeper. On a very dangerous mission for emeralds, iron, and coal. I was doing a bit of strip mining to see if I could at least just get a little bit of iron, and it honestly was just taking way too long. That's a hoe. And that's when I remembered that iron spawns really quite frequently when you're up on the mountaintops. Like you can see some there. It's all exposed, which is great, just what I need. Because honestly, I'm just burning through tools like I don't know what. When we get back to our start house, I've done a little bit of work off camera. I've decorated the interior of our house just a little bit, nothing too drastic, but I also just wanted to show you what the inside of this crater looked like, and it is stunning. Like, just look at this, the mountains going all the way around the outside. Literally, it's got peaks going all the way around the outside, and this crater in the middle. And I believe there's a big hole there that's got a big mine or something. Still not sure what's on the other side of this. And would you be able to see our house from here? Yeah, there we go, just off in the distance there. Look at that. I absolutely love the seed, but this just looks stunning. I cannot wait to build like a little, I don't even know what I want to do in here yet, but for now, that's not what we're up to. We've got our lovely humble abode down below. In fact, that could have ended really badly. One of the perks of taking everything deliberately a lot slower is that, honestly, I am enjoying playing Minecraft a lot more than I usually do, which is great. And it's not to say I don't normally enjoy playing Minecraft. Obviously, I do. But I'm not feeling that burnout, which honestly, I've already built my start house. You can see a couple of the other little bits that we've done since. Usually at this point is when I'd start to feel that burnout. And it honestly hasn't hit me yet. And I think it is partly down to the fact we're just taking our time with this. I've still not died in this world yet, and I don't really want to start today, honestly. So let's be careful. I also found a handful of shipwrecks on my journeys, as I'll be honest with you, pretty much every direction you go for at least 1.5 thousand blocks, it's just ocean. It is crazy. There are a few little islands dotted around the place, and in one of them I actually found some single bamboo sticks, which obviously we can grow infinitely, which is amazing for us because we can use that for scaffolding, which is going to come in so useful. I also did a little bit of terraforming. You remember from the last video, this was all pretty much just stone, and that just wasn't doing it for me. So I'll just, if I go into free cam really quickly, I turned it into a pretty hefty farm for two purposes, really. One, I needed food. I needed a better source of food, and this farm here just wasn't cutting it for me. As you can see over in this farm, we do now have some carrots and potatoes, which is super useful. I found a village off in that direction and another one off in that direction, about 2,000 blocks that way, which is mad. Still need to add a few decorations, and I do want to stick right in the middle there. I want to make a little scarecrow in this video, so we'll add that in, and I think that's going to look super cool. Hello, woofer. And the house itself, for the most part, the outside is pretty much done, I think. Obviously, I do need to get the roof done, but I also have done a little bit of decorating on the interior. So it's not much. I do still need to get a bit of a more permanent smelting and a storage solution set up, which I'm going to make in this area here. But I've made myself a cozy little crafting station, and it's going to have absolutely amazing views. So you've got a great view of the wheat field outside. It's going to look so cute, especially this side. You'll be able to see the path that we're going to have leading around to what we're going to be working on this episode, which I'm super excited about. And then upstairs, I've got absolutely nothing. I've got my bed, and I've got this cartography table along with a few maps, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a really big map here showing off the entire island. So the island's going to be the center point of the map, because as I said, it is literally just ocean for miles around. So it's going to look really cool. But that pretty much does it for the house. As for my travels, I did manage to pick up a couple of pretty cool items. As I mentioned, there were a few villages. There were a couple underwater like ruins, are they called? Like water ruins and such, and a lot of shipwrecks. And I managed to find one of these, a heart of the sea, because I got myself a treasure chest, and luckily it wasn't really that far. So I went ahead, found it, and it gave me this heart of the sea. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know what it does. I know it's crafted into a conduit, but from there, I'm a bit clueless. And I also found a couple of diamonds. Now, I didn't even mine for these. I just found them in a villager. I think it was in a blacksmith's. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, found 2 diamonds. And I was thinking to myself, make myself a hoe. But no, I refrained. I held back. And I think what I'm actually going to do with that, I'm going to make an enchantment table. I'm forgetting, but... Right, yes, epic. So maybe this could be one of the things that goes upstairs. Maybe this could go here, for example. As for the plan for today, I'm wanting to make a little bit of a dock, because in future episodes, we're going to be doing a lot of traveling, especially going back and forth to the Mushroom Island, amongst other little things. And I would like a really nice place to dock up, have a bunch of boats, and also do a little bit of fishing, because I'm enjoying fishing, and I got myself some good fishing rods. I'm wanting to give it a go, see what we can do, because I don't know about you, but in every game I play, I end up doing a boatload of fishing. And what I might end up doing is just getting a couple of villagers into a boat, bringing 2 of them over and breeding them so we can start having a bunch of villagers over here, because I really want to get myself a fishmonger down on the docks. I want this to be like a really big retaining wall. So this cobblestone I'm going to bring all the way down as a kind of decorative retaining wall holding back the waves, and we'll have a path coming down from either side and a dock running along the edge, and then continuing round here. So there'll be a bit more terraforming going on here. This kind of chunk will end up being all demolished, essentially. I mean, I'm already storing my boat here. It's not a permanent solution. So let's go ahead and make one. So I made the initial kind of outline of what I'm wanting, and I've already had a couple of ideas. So for the time being, we've literally just got we've got this wooden pathway going all the way around, and I purposely left this thing because I think it would be really cool to build a kind of a custom stone feature, and maybe a statue could stand on the corner here. I think that could look pretty cool. But this pathway goes all the way around, and I'm just kind of playing around with a couple of ideas for how to decorate the edge of this, because I don't just want it to be a plain wooden dock. So one thing I want to work on now is just this wall here. So kind of get an idea as to how this is all going to look. So I've got myself a couple of different blocks that we can choose from. So obviously cobblestone, some andesite, some stone bricks. And one thing I've decided, especially with how abrupt this kind of side is here, I'm not a massive fan. I like how this side gradually goes all the way around, but the other side I'm not a huge fan of. So one of the ideas I've had is kind of breaking this down a little bit and having a bit of an indoor little marketplace or a little storage room inside here somewhere. And it could loop around to the other side as well, like a little mini cave underneath the farm. I think that could look pretty cool, like maybe the other exit. And one cool idea I had is I was thinking to myself, well, when I come back from my boat adventures, I think it could be really cool to have like a secret tunnel that actually leads to the basement of the house. So I need to make a little basement down below, but that's easy enough. I mean, if you come into the house, it would be easy enough for me to just mine down here, immediately get some coal and copper, awesome, but just make a basement that just comes down from underneath the stairs. It could be this could actually be where the storage is down below, or even where the smelting area is. I'm not sure. Or some bulk storage it could be. So mass amounts of cobblestone, dirt, all that kind of stuff, because currently I've just got them here, but have a bulk storage room down below, and then having a path that secretly leads all the way to the docks from the house. If we're coming straight from the mines, there could be a secret path that goes in here, which takes us to the basement of the house. And I can't believe I forgot to do this, but we need to make our little scarecrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do that like right now. I think that takes priority over anything else right now. So we need to get ourselves one of these pumpkins. And now I think about it, actually getting a hay bale. And I think actually doing this near the top, because the top here, you can't really see all that much of this, especially when you're down below. I mean, this is as good a spot as any to put one, right? Up like that. Boom. And then we need to shear this so we get the face. Of course, the iconic face. You know what? The more I look at it, the less I like that bamboo. There we go. Do I make them too wide? A big old hat, like so. Okay, that looks like the hat looks a little bit too big. So if we take these off, you know what? Maybe another hay bale on top. No, that looks silly. Potentially one of these actually, because it's got those rims on it. So it kind of looks like a cowboy hat almost. Okay, if this looks terrible, I've just wasted a bunch of campfires, but I almost don't care. Okay, maybe the arms do need to be a little bit bigger actually. We do that and that. Okay, I'm not used to working with with these. I guess you have to click up like that. Okay, I'm still getting used to it. It's fine. It's fine. One of those on top. Let's see how this looks. You know what? I don't hate that. I don't hate that whatsoever. It looks really goofy, but I think that's always part of the charm of it. Okay, I kind of love that. That's hilarious. Maybe I need to come back and replace it with a jack-o'-lantern later so it'll actually light up in the dark as well. And another thing I wanted to do is maybe like here, if I clear another little bit of space, is to make a wheelbarrow. And just like that, we've got ourselves a little wheelbarrow. Like, ideally, it'd be much better if we can... In fact, can we mount this onto the side of something? I don't know if we can or not. I mean, we're about to find out. So if I go like that... Oh, you can! Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. Got ourselves a little wheelbarrow. I think that's super cute. I kind of love it. It's just these little things that make a big difference, you know? Like, you can't even see it when you're here, but... If we go to our bedroom, which we need to anyway, because, you know, it's getting a little bit dark. If we look out of our window, we can see it there. Can't quite see the scarecrow, but we can see the scarecrow from there. Yeah, I think a jack-o'-lantern in that would be much better. And it's just little things like this that make the world just feel a bit more lived in, you know? There we go. Maybe a couple moss carpets as well could just add a little bit of something to this area. Just a little something different, you know. Again, we're going to come back and properly texture all this path later on. It's not even close to being finished because I want to add cobble along with a few other bits. But you know what? Already, this place is starting to feel a lot more alive and purposeful, which is the important thing. But okay, coming around back to the main project at hand, I'm going to start with this little section of wall as it's a nice little area. Plus, once we get to evening, we'll be able to see everything in place. Let's get ourselves some moss and let's just kind of mess around with what this wall could look like. I'm kind of excited because it's the first bit of proper texturing I've done, like without using kind of extrusions. Like I did a lot of extrusion texturing here, which is basically just, well, adding physical depth. There are lots of different shapes and it's not just all blocks. Whereas over here, this is going to be texturing using a solid stacking of blocks, you know? There's no cheating here. We have to use just the textures themselves. We're not relying on depth. Now, one thing I do want to do is focus on whenever I've got a moss block is to always have that surrounding. Always have moss directly surrounded by mossy blocks. Keeping the bricks, again, closer to the bottom and it becoming more cobbly and stony the further up you get. Smooth stone, diorite into cobble. See, that transitions quite nicely. One thing I do want to take into consideration as well, if I maneuver... Can I place these? Oh, is this on a half slab? It is. Okay, I'm still not used to using these, so I have to do this on the side there. Okay, to have some mossy cobble up at the top where the leaves are, as these are all going to be drooping down anyway. Transition into the stone there. I know I said I wasn't going to be relying on depth for this, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to use it at all. And I think every now and again, throwing in just a stone slab like that actually helps break up the area a little bit. I mean, as texturing goes, for my first attempt at texturing, I don't think it's bad. I mean, this is definitely... And then we're able to come along with the leaves. As I mentioned, there are going to be bits of leaf drooping down every now and again. So if we come along, we just climb up on top of here. I think there should also be a leaf clump there. Ah, it doesn't look too bad at all. You've actually got this kind of gradual indentation going around and following around as you go. Of course, there are other little bits we can do, like adding the odd vine, which again, I'm going to keep to the bottom, which I think looks a bit better because you want to make sure that it works coming from both sides. So coming down this way, this looks quite nice. And going up this way, it looks quite nice. Hey, look at that. We ignore the fact this doesn't touch the bottom. I'm going to do what I did over here, and I will be building supports for each of them so you can see how this log goes into these cobblestone structures that actually do go down to the bottom and support it. But no, I'm a fan of how this looks, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the retaining wall going all the way wrapping around and just hollow out the inside of this just to see how it all looks. It'll be just in time for bed as well, so if I stick that right there, oh, go to bed with a view. Alrighty, so I have done a bunch of work. I've pretty much finished the retaining wall, and you'll also note I decided to go ahead and just see. I wanted to see how far it would actually be to get from the house down to the bottom there. Turns out, really not as far as I thought. So this would all be a basement storage anyway. It's probably even a bit bigger than this, and it's literally just this far. That's it. And we're at the dock, so it's actually a really short trip. And I did hollow out a little bit of a cave area here. I will decorate this, probably not this episode. I might do this off camera just to make a bit of a kind of a pirate cove hideout kind of vibe. And I did want it to be a bit intentional, so I didn't want you to be able to kind of just look through from either side because it is almost a secret hidey hole. Not really, but I didn't want any clear lines of sight going through the whole thing. So you can't, if coming from this side, you can't see over there. You can just see the other entrance, but you can't see what's inside unless you come in, you know? And I think that was a really cool kind of design choice. But for the wall, oh no, what's going on here? No. What happened? There was a thunderstorm last night. Did dolphins just end up in my boat? Oh my goodness, I feel so bad. I didn't even see them. Oh, that was such a horrible sound. Moving on, so I did the wall. If I go into free cam real quick, you can get a clear kind of idea. It's not my best work. I still need to go along and add to the kind of wooden logs going around the edge, as well as the general decorations as well. So I got a bunch of different tools and things like that. So the chains, some furnaces, some crafting tables, got myself some smithing tables, barrels, all this kind of stuff. Just little decorations like this, just to kind of populate the area ever so slightly. Obviously getting a load of barrels kind of stacked up everywhere, just big stacks of them with some chests thrown in as well. This was my actual storage chest. Oh, hay bales is a shout actually, as well as some composters. Let's take those while we're at it as well. But I just want this to kind of feel a bit lived in. I mean, this area itself, this was a very flat wall, so I did end up having to put a bit of an indent in there because it looked so flat. It was just not it. And honestly, it's so much better than just having a boat docked on the river over there. Plus, we're going to have a good connection over to our mine shaft and our mining island over there. And I have got big plans for the entrance, which I think I'm actually going to start next episode. I want to get a massive skull as the entrance, and you walk into the mouth of the skull and just have this really embrace that kind of pirate nautical theme, as well as potentially a little underwater entrance, like a secret underwater entrance. Not that I'll ever really need one, but you know what? You can never have too many secret entrances. And I'll also make a I will need to find a slime chunk and get some slime balls. I want to make a secret entrance here. Once this is all decorated, having a secret button somewhere to connect this up to the main base. The one thing that this build is missing is just a little bit of life, and the villagers, I feel, will do that. Plus, it'll be a good source of early game emeralds, because again, I'm not doing any strip mining or anything like that. So currently, I don't have any source of regular diamonds or anything like that, and being able to trade for tools at the beginning rather than just straight mining for them, I think would be pretty fun. So I can do some fishing and I can earn my diamond tools by trading them with villagers. I don't know why. It's definitely not the most efficient way. I mean, I could just go. There's literally a cave over there. There's a massive underwater cave down here that I discovered right there. I'm pretty sure if I go down there, I'll probably just find some diamonds. But I don't know. I want to just inconvenience myself for the fun of it. And I want to trade for my tools. So I'll get like a blacksmith. I'll get a fishmonger and I'll just trade my way up to getting my first diamond tools. I think that would be pretty funny. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do a little bit more decorating here. And yeah, let's see what we can come up with.